Black Op Radio presents 50 Reasons for 50 Years. Why the Warren Commission may be the greatest fraud perpetrated on the American public. Now your host, Len Osanek.
In this episode, we expose the fraud of the Warren Commission by omission. According to the Warren Commission, Lee Oswald fired 3 shots at the motorcade, scurried from his sniper's nest to hide his rifle between stacks of book cartons, then dashed down 4 flights of stairs to the second floor lunchroom, where he was confronted by Dallas police officer Marion Baker some 75 seconds after the shots rang out. But there was a problem. 2 employees of the small publishing firm located on the 4th floor of the School Book Depository were also on the staircase soon after the shots, and neither of them saw or heard Oswald. How did the Warren Commission handle this discrepancy? Author Barry Ernest tells the story of The Girl on the Stairs.
I'm Barry Ernest, author of The Girl on the Stairs. It's the story of a neglected witness by the name of Victoria Adams, who posed a serious threat to the Warren Commission's fundamental thesis of how Lee Oswald escaped from the 6th floor in the aftermath of the shooting. Miss Adams witnessed the assassination while standing behind a 4th floor window of the Texas School Book Depository. Immediately after the final shot, she and a co-worker descended the depository's back stairs to the ground floor. Their innocent attempt to determine what was happening outside turned into a critical problem for the developing official account. For if Miss Adams was accurate with her timing, she was on the staircase at the exact same moment the Commission said Oswald was there as he made his getaway from the sniper's nest. Yet neither Miss Adams nor her accompanying co-worker saw or heard anyone. In a February 1964 internal memo, Warren Commission staff lawyer David Bellin identified Miss Adams as an important witness, and he wrote that he intended to resolve the timing issue of exactly when she was on the stairs. On the contrary, no attempt was made to verify or even further examine her information. Before a stenographer was brought in to transcribe Miss Adams' official testimony, David Bellin told her he didn't believe a word of what she was saying. Taken aback by the comment, Miss Adams then asked that Sandra Stiles, the co-worker who accompanied her down the stairs, be questioned. The request was refused. Instead, the Warren report would imply that Miss Adams had made the descent alone. When Miss Adams next sought to be included in any of the numerous time tests regarding Oswald's escape from the building, the request was refused. In fact, Miss Adams was the only person excluded from those time tests. In lieu of searching for the truth, Commission lawyers chose to cast aspersions on her honesty by fostering a scenario that placed her on the staircase much later than when she said, inflating that time to some 5 minutes after the shooting. In lieu of evidence proving Miss Adams was correct, the Commission chose to use against her words she has vehemently denied making. It also employed the dubious statements of a man who not only failed to identify Miss Adams, but gave every indication of having been coached prior to his official testimony. That the Warren Commission may have made an honest mistake in their handling of Victoria Adams was clearly shown otherwise by the discovery of a Justice Department letter written in June 1964. The letter spoke of an interview with Miss Adams' work supervisor, who confirmed that Miss Adams and her co-worker, Sandra Stiles, were in fact on the staircase during the time Oswald was to have been there. That memo should have provoked immediate and searching inquiry. Instead, it was suppressed for 35 years. The story of Victoria Adams now invalidates the official theory concerning Oswald's movements in the minutes following the shooting. In fact, it raises a grave question as to whether Lee Oswald was even on the 6th floor at all. The Warren Commission was conscious of this dilemma. It was aware that Miss Adams was accurate 4 months before it wrote that she wasn't. Yet rather than confront the problem and seek out the facts, as was its intended and widely expressed goal, it infringed upon the integrity of Victoria Adams, a young woman who did nothing more than what we are all taught to do, tell the truth.
Victoria Adams' corroborated eyewitness account simply demolishes the Warren Commission's conclusions regarding Lee Oswald's presence on the 6th floor at the time of the shooting. That the Warren Commission decided to conceal the information which supported Adams' testimony demonstrates the extent and the level of deceit the Warren Commission was willing to employ. This fact, among many, exposes the fraud of the investigation and the Warren Commission itself, as it consistently practiced a cover-up of facts time after time. A pattern of slander and intimidation directed against honest eyewitnesses whose facts called into question the official story is an undeniable feature of the assassination's aftermath.
Stay tuned for the next installment as we expose week after week 50 lies the Warren Commission would like you to believe.